Anyway, this training is more about mindset, and it's totally applicable, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't even matter. You'll apply this, I hope, to your life, and I'm going to share some examples of how that works. So, here we go. There are really 3 rules to a fulfilling life, and this is very simple. Rule number 1, if something works, don't fix it. Rule number 2, once you know what works, do more of that. And rule number 3, if it doesn't work, don't do it again. Do something different. Now, the first 2 we do pretty well with as human beings, right? It's that number 3 part that people have a tendency to have a problem with. Because you know the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And yet, how often does that happen? Okay? So it's really important to understand the concept of thinking outside the box when you have a problem. And I'm going to share, you're going to love what I'm going to give you. And I'm really excited about sharing this diagram with you because it'll absolutely change your life. So, Einstein said, a problem cannot be solved at the level of thinking at which it was created. Okay? People who are successful in this world, in our profession, in life, take responsibility for the outcomes in their life. Okay? They live at choice. Okay? At cause instead of effect. They understand that what happens to them is because of the choices they make, and more importantly, how they show up in the world. Okay? It's hard to do, though. And it's a conscious way of living. And you have to learn to think out of the box. And that's the hardest thing to do when you're in a problem. Okay? One of my all-time favorite books. Oh, never mind. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do, no high tech. We're going to just use a blank piece of paper. Does everybody have a blank piece of paper? Yes? Okay, if not, borrow one from your neighbor. You need a perfectly clean blank piece of paper. I'm going to be a little controlling right now about the notes you're taking. Okay? So just stick with me. What I want you to do is draw a horizontal line directly across the middle of that paper. Horizon, horizontal. It gets harder from here. Okay? Then you're going to make a big black arrow going up, or if your pen is blue, it can be blue, that's okay. An arrow going up above the line, and an arrow going down below the line. And above the line, you're going to write the word creator. And below the line, you're going to write the word reactor. Now, I want you to take a good look at those 2 words and tell me the only difference between them. Where the C is placed. So here's the cool thing. When you see first, you are a creator. And when you refuse to see first, you become a reactor. For some of us, as in nuclear. Okay? With me so far? Yeah. So reactors who view life from below the line basically walk around ticked off all the time. Okay? And this is one of my favorite quotes as well. Holding resentment towards another person is like drinking poison and waiting for them to die. Because if you think about it, you're walking around ticked off, angry, frustrated with that person, and it's eating you up inside, and they're skipping through their day happy as a clam. Totally oblivious to how you feel. So as you feel sicker and sicker and sicker, they're completely unaffected. Do you get that? So any energy or thought you waste on being frustrated at someone or something steals from you. Okay?